Hi folks, if you follow this channel you may recently have seen a couple of Japanese knives. The last one was a Higanokami, which is a budget just folded over brass, sheet of brass with a blade riveted in the middle, which, you know, I like. Very nice little knives, but they are at the very basic end of the Japanese knife making tradition. There are also other makers of knives in Japan who make excellent knives. I featured a Rockstead on here, which is completely the opposite of the Higanokami in terms of quality, but they share a very common and clear heritage, which with the Japanese sword makers' skill and art, just a slightly different take on it. And the another area on the Japanese knife manufacturers' scale is that they make knives for people like Spyderco, Almar, and so forth, and they are sort of the good quality, though perhaps not exceptional like the Rockstead, but good quality pocket knives for people. One of the companies that makes some of these knives is a company called Moki. Moki was the founder's nickname. I can't remember his full name, but it was abbreviated to Moki. And there's still a family-owned business. It's now run by Moki's son, I believe. And this one here, this is called the Pliant, I don't know the pronunciation. Funnily enough, there are 3 of them in the range, and they just vary in size. The difference between them is just size. There's really nothing between them other than that. The small one is called the Meek, the middle one is called the Glory, and the big one is called the Pliant. I can kind of see why you might call the baby one the Meek. I suppose you could say that the larger one is in the full glory or whatever, I don't know. But I don't know where Pliant comes in. But there we are. It is what it is. When I say the large one, though, they go between 2 inches for the Meek up to almost 3 inches for the Pliant. So it's not a huge knife. This is a perfectly good everyday carry pocket knife made by a very good manufacturer in Japan. Now, if you've been watching my channel for a while, you know I love shiny blades, and this one is no exception, but it also, like all the others, picks up fingerprints like nothing on earth. Now, it's a little lock back knife with a long bolster. So you could, if you've been watching my channel, you'll know I like barlow knives and things like that, and this has got something of that in there with the long bolster. It's got a beautiful bit of Thuya wood burl, which is just lovely. Now, a couple of other knives with similar sorts of wood to that, such as the Puma IP, I can't remember what the name of this knife is. It's by Puma, and it's an IP knife. IP meaning it's made for Puma in Spain rather than a Solingen made knife, but a very similar sort of wood. Or certainly one of the most beautiful knives I have is the Epicurean by Robert David, which is Robert David, which is a French manufacturer, and again has that same sort of burl wood. Very, very beautiful. I really, really like that. Where this, it's a beautiful knife, but it's not a very practical knife. It's kind of awkward to deploy. You have to put my hand in the way and cause shadow again. You have to kind of press the handle in, press the blade in there at that end, and then reach round and get the tip and open it. And then, inevitably, because it's a shiny blade, you have to get the cloth and wipe it off. But once it's open, that's a very beautiful knife. The eyepiece is just a slip joint, but quite a practical knife. It has a satin blade rather than a shiny blade, so that obviously marks it down in my book as not as good. It's not because it isn't as good, it's just because I like shiny. Simple as that. No getting away from it. But this Pliant, the Moki, is just a lovely wee knife. It's not too big. You know, it would be UK legal if it wasn't a lockback. It's made of Oz 8 steel, which being Japanese I suppose is not really a surprise. Japan. And on the other side it just says Moki. Now, I would love some more Moki knives. I just think they make some very beautiful knives. They do a lot of things in mother of pearl and nice woods like this. They do a bone stag, which is effectively fake stag made from bone and given a sort of burnt finish, which looks really, really nice. I have a couple of bone stags, not a Moki one. Fit and finish on these things is absolutely superb. These are hand finished knives. Try and do that without blinding you with the light. Brass liners. This beautiful Thuya wood, the long bolster, lanyard ring, and it comes with a lovely wee sheath. Now I can't read what that says. Maybe there's a chance with when it's blown up on there you might be able to read it. It's too small for my little eyes. And it's a nice quality leather. It's quite soft and pliant. Nicely made. And some of the knives, most of the knives come with some sort of sheath or of some variety, but I really like this one. I like a little one that's called the pendant, which is almost like a little piece of jewellery. It's got it's mother of pearl with inlays of black mother of pearl in it, which is really nice. Or they do another one which is similar in shape and size to this, which has a polished stainless steel frame and then an inlay of white and black checkered mother of pearl, but not just on the face side, which is what I find really nice about it, is they do it on both sides. So it's equally beautiful either way. And of course, being lockbacks like this, they're pretty much ambidextrous. If only they put the nail nick on both sides, they would be fully ambidextrous. I'm not too worried by that, but that's something I just kind of always think when you make a knife that's so ambidextrous and then don't quite do that bit. Companies like Lion Steel, for example, are very good at doing that. Or Fox kind of go the other way and they don't put a nail nick on them at all. So you just have to pinch them open. A bit of a problem for me because I don't have any pinch strength. But again, it makes the knife, fully ambidextrous. But anyway, I think that's a really beautiful knife, mid-priced, similarly priced to the Robert David. So, but very, very carryable, very, very usable. Of course, in the UK, with it being a lockback, this is obviously an offensive weapon. You will go to jail if you carry it, and you probably deserve to go to jail. No, you don't deserve to go to jail at all. It's just nonsense in the UK. I used to carry a little Japanese, more like the size of the Meek, the 2-inch blade, lockback. I carried it for long time. Never raised any questions, but nowadays, of course, it's not legal. A little size comparison there to the Swiss Army Pioneer. It's very slightly bigger than the Pioneer. The Pliant is right on the limit, I think, for UK, or what would be for UK legal. The blade is just north of 3 inches, 3 1/8, but the cutting edge, definitely 2 3/4. So if it wasn't for the lockback, it would be fully legal. And actually, I wish they made a lot slip joint version of it. If they made a slip joint version of this, this would be what I would be carrying every day. It's so elegant. It's a proper, beautiful, elegant carrying knife. Anyway, I don't think there's much more to say about that really. It's just a lovely wee thing. So, if you like watching this stuff, please give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more of it, please click the subscribe button and ring the bell. And you never know, there might be more stuff along in due course. Thank you very much. Bye.